Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dark World. And last night I recorded an episode and found out afterward that I had the mute button on. So basically that wasn't worth uploading. In that episode though, I made this Thaumium Boss Silverwood Scepter, which looks something like this. We made that one wand that's similar. This one has 3 caps. Also has this primal charm. It takes this aspects. The primal charm is made like so. 25 of all your primal aspects. One of each shard plus a balance shard, 2 gold. So there's a lot of infusion going on, a lot of crafting, so forth. The nice thing about this though is it has a capacity of 150 versus 100. This also has a 10% reduction. You know, we're down to like 69% average fees cost. Or for the Thaumium Boss Silverwood one, which has 10% discount. Our armor has 10% discount, and that's how we're getting it down about 3 steps. So generally 70. That we got this ring going on, which is giving us an extra 3%. So 70. So we get 10% from this kind of wand, 10% from the end caps being Thaumium, and 10% from our armor. Plus you get 150. So we can do, and this thing's really, you can only use it in this crafting table. But anything we have to craft in here, I mean, we've got a huge potential. You know, even really expensive items, this is gonna do us fine. So it's a nice thing to have. The other thing I'd like to make though now is one of these wands, Silverwood staff. And we'll put Thaumium end caps on this as well. We'll need a primal charm, 2 silverwood rods, and this can hold up to 250 Vs of each type. You can't use it in this table though. It's basically used for the what are these things called? Foci, wand foci, and you can like cast like fire. Use the fire one. Yeah, here we go. Wand fire focus, and you can use Ignis stored in the wand, staff, to burn enemies with and so forth. So it's good for doing magical combat and so forth, and other things where you use the wand in your hand, doing stuff in the world. And for crafting, we'll use this wand. So these are 2 specialized things for our, opposite functions. And actually got the stuff I think for those. Yeah, we got these. We got 2 caps, and we got the primal charm. The primal charm is kind of nice. If you're holding it, you get these different messages and stuff. But if you're holding it, it'll spit out little bits of stuff every once in a while that you can suck up into your wand. And it's kind of random, so you don't know what you get. So you could get like, an ordo orb that pops out, and then if you can pick it up with your wand, and it'll pick it up. Otherwise it'll just sit there, and we don't seem to be getting anything now that I'm talking about it. But usually you get them. Not sure why it's not happening right now. So it's kind of handy to have around in your inventory, but yeah, not strictly necessary. So if we put this like this, 24 auto, we'll use this one. We got plenty of stuff in here, so 16.8. Grab one of those, put 2 caps on there. This is going to be the expensive one, 100.8. But we've got plenty in here, so we can do it. And there we go. Might as well go ahead and scan that while we're at it. So yeah, that's one big wand now. And it'll hold 250, like I said, so we're going to have to get this thing charged up. That's the next thing. I got a lot of these charged up. Ordo seems to be the one that's hard to get. It's always the lowest because there aren't very many nodes around and so forth. The monsters don't seem to drop it much. So I think what we should do at this point is I need to explore the land, try to find myself a node that has ordo, a good amount of it, and use this here, node in a jar. This will allow you to capture the node in a jar, and then you can pick up the jar, put the jar somewhere else, break the jar, and so basically you can move the node to wherever you want. So having the node here in our base will make it a lot easier for us to fill up our wands and so forth if we need to. So that's what I'd like to do. To do that though, I mean it is a bit expensive. We need 70. So we're going to have to get 70 ordo from somewhere. So I'm going to have to work on filling up. But I mean, if I'm going to go out there exploring, looking for nodes, then I'm going to run across a lot of different kinds of nodes, probably. So we'll get this charged up. You can see the node. There's a node there. There's one up there. One over there. So yeah, the goggles are revealing. Pretty nice to have. So at this point I'm just going to go off exploring, looking for a good node, and I'll cut back in when we find it. So I'll be right back. Alright, looks like I found a node here, and this one wasn't all that far from base. Our base is over there. We're right here. Here's our base. So yeah, not that far. So the thing to do now is we gotta make a little box around this entire thing. So there we go. Clear the 3x3 space around it. Put glass like so. And then get the node in the middle. Alright, so I'll put this here. So we got a little glass cube. Now the last thing to do is to put wooden half slabs on top. So basically it looks like a big jar, right? And this one has enough to do this, and then we just right click, and there it is. It's in a jar. So now we can just break it, like so. Node in a jar. 43 ordo. I guess, yeah, I cleared this out to get the sand. Click another one there. What's this one? A lot of water. Here's one here. It's kind of dim. Air and water. So, I suppose I'll explore around a little bit more. This thing we need to fill up, so pull some out. It's got a lot of water in it, so there we go. 79. Take everything out of this as well. This can hold a lot, so. Alright, I'm going to keep exploring, filling up my wands, and I'll be back. Alright, this looks kind of silly. Got ourselves a meteor on this little tiny island. Anyway, thought it'd be interesting to see, so. Alright, I'll be back. There's a node. Alright, so I'm back at base. Got this thing pretty charged up. Yeah, I drained my jetpack quite a bit, but explored a lot. Got things charged up. So we got this node, and I'm thinking about what to do with it. Might put like one of these guys on recharge pedestal. This will allow us to automatically refill wands we stick in there. And if we use that along with this thing, if it has other compound type, what are these called? Aspects in it. So if it had like, say, yeah, permutatio, then it could break that down and get the primal types from that. And that would be like order and entropy. And so it could recharge from that. So if we put like a node here and pedestal here, it could maybe do that. There's really nowhere else to put things. It's pretty compact, so we don't have a lot of room to really do much else. So this would probably have to be the spot that we put it. And probably only fit one node there. So I think we should try to make a really good node. This has got ordo and urba, but it'd be nice if we could do even more than just those two. So what we can do is try and combine nodes. We got a node out here, right? Break this. So this is a normal node. That's got terra and air, urba and ordo. Alright, so let's say we stick this here. And I think we right click. Yeah. And these two should fight against each other, and whichever one is stronger will come out on top, I believe. They're not really doing anything right now. But they will, I mean, they're pretty close proximity, so they should kind of fight with each other, try to steal each other's whatever it is, essentia? Not really essentia. Yeah, there we go, see. And they can like absorb each other's types as well. Eventually, given enough time, one of these should come out on top and hopefully have all four of these aspects in them. So this is going to take a while though. So we'll leave that go. I think we should try to get some more ore nodes and put them close by. Yeah, see here, now it picked up an extra aspect. A little bit of air. So far this guy looks like he's winning. Yep, and he picked up some terra as well now. So eventually he'll absorb everything out of this guy, hopefully, and just be one big node that's got all four of these aspects in it. So what we're missing now is entropy, water, and fire. Entropy, water, and fire. So I'm going to go out, look for some nodes that have those particular aspects, and we'll set them over here and let them fight some more, and we'll see what we get when we're done. So I'll be back. Alright, so I found this one here in the nether. It's got fire on it. Nice amount, so we'll go ahead and try and grab this thing. It should be at this level. So, I'll just bottle this up. You've seen how to do it, and it's kind of takes a little while, so I think I'll just cut, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. This thing turned pale in the process. Sometimes they can get damaged a little bit. This is an example. This started off as normal, but now it's normal and pale, which is not so good. But it'll make it weaker, so it'll be easier for this guy to absorb probably. It looks like he's doing a pretty good job winning the battle here. But we'll see. To wait and see what happens exactly. I'm going to release that. These both are normal. And he's normal and pale, so should hopefully be able to absorb some Ignis from that guy. Yeah. Keep looking. There's a node right there as well. And that's fire and water. We don't have water over there yet, so this would be a good one to grab. I don't think we have enough glass anymore, though. So I'll have to get some more glass. But yeah, this is how you do it. I don't know if I have enough. Not enough ordo. Yeah, I'll have to collect ordo. Some more. And I don't know, I probably don't want to try and grab it from this thing, because it might weaken it. And make these other ones easier to attack him or something. I don't know. So, I still gotta do more Endermen. Maybe I'll go kill some more Endermen. I'll bottle this thing up. I'll go kill some Endermen first, and then I'll get some glass, and we'll finish bottling this up. So, I'll be back. Alright. Back. And I got all this thing filled up. So that's maxed out now. Filled this up pretty good. Got 120 of the ordo. So it's enough to make this bottle. Okay. Just like that. And just want to break it with an empty hand. And this one did not get damaged, so that's good, I guess. What is that flower? I don't think I've seen that before. Yarrow. Okay. So, he's lost one of his aspects. He had air, right, I think? So, yeah, this guy's doing pretty good. He seems to be winning. Let's maybe put it here. I think this guy's going to be stronger. Let's see what happens. Well, anyway, one of them's going to be coming out on top. But yeah, it's going pretty good. But yeah, we got to give it a lot more time. And we'll see what kind of node we come up with in the end. Meanwhile, we'll just let that go and work on something else. So we've got yeah, we're gonna have to do something like that as well at some point. I got most of the stuff unlocked, except for anything that's got forbidden knowledge in it. I've been avoiding up to this point. That's got forbidden knowledge. Forbidden knowledge. These haven't been unlocked yet. Forbidden knowledge there. So yeah, you can see I've got pretty much just about everything. Something's missing there. And I'm not sure I can get to this stuff without researching some forbidden knowledge. I think that's what's going to kind of come down to. That one's forbidden. That one's taboo level. Whatever that means. This one I could still do. That one I can do. This one I could do too. Yeah, just little stuff. So I think I'm going to have to start going into the forbidden stuff a bit. If we really want to get everything unlocked, we're going to have to do that, I think. The research table, you notice all these sparkling things. These are ones that recharge over time, and that's a lot of them. And if you're wondering how I manage that, got bookshelves here. And it's 2 deep, it's 5 across, and 4 high. So 2 by 4 by 5. 4 by 5 would be 20, so there's like 40 bookshelves altogether, I guess. And having bookshelves close to the research table makes it so that you get more of these sparkly things on things other than the primal aspects. For the primal aspects, we have the crystals underneath that'll do that. So this makes researching things quite a bit easier. So I highly recommend putting bookshelves around as many as you can. I don't know if there's like a cap to it or not, but yeah, it works really well. So I'm gonna probably start doing some research on the forbidden stuff off camera. We got our wands taken care of. We got this one staff. We also got the crafting scepter. And silverwood's really the best material you can use. The rest of these, not quite as good. They're better than a great wood, but silverwood is the best out of all of those. And thaumium wand caps are the best as well. So that's what we've used. So we're good to go. Might make some more. Try making some of these. We can do that. Equal trade is really handy. Need some balanced shards. Quicksilver. Let's go ahead and make one. We're going to need some quicksilver, and we don't have any. So, for that we need... Quicksilver is another name for mercury, but that's not going to help us. What does this come from? Shimmer leaf. Cinnabar. Okay. That's right. We really only need one, I think. So, how can we get stuff out of here? Alloy smelter produces 2. Alright, let's try it, see if it does or not. No, only produced 1. It lied to me. I think we need some quartz as well. And balance shards. I don't know if we have any more of those left. Probably not. Nope. So I'm gonna have to make some balance shards up as well. We seem to need quite a bit of balance shards all the time. And balance shards requires the primal aspects. It seems like the primal, these things, worded jars with primal aspects in it, tends to be pretty handy. So I'm thinking we could maybe make a way to sort of automated make all the primal aspects. I've been kind of looking into it a little bit, and one item, rotten flesh, you can turn 9 of them into a flesh block like this, and it has even more of the aspects on it. The aspects that you have on it are corpus and humanus, right? Now if we take a quick look at those, corpus breaks down into mortis and bestia. Bestia breaks down into motus and victus. Humanus, bestia, cognitio, cognitio, ignis, spiritus, Mortis here is victus and perditio. Motus, air, and ordo, etc., etc. The bottom line is, if you break these two things down, this corpus and humanus that we get from a block of rotten flesh, or just rotten flesh itself, eventually it all breaks down into all 6 of the primal aspects. And with that trap we had, we're killing those zombies off, we were getting a lot of zombie flesh. And yeah, look how many blocks I could make out of that. Over 500 blocks. So these would be, we got plenty of these and don't really have any other function. So if we break these down, all the way down, we can get pretty much as much of the essentia, the primal essentia that we need. So the question is then, how do we go about breaking it all down and do it in an automatic way? And I think I figured it all out. Normally when you break things down, we could use this, right? Throw it in here. Throw a stack of them in there. Put a piece of charcoal or something. You can use elementum, and it's even more quick, more efficient, I suppose. So it talks about that. Alchemical furnaces being powered by elementum. This distillation process is much faster. So elementum, it'd be good if we could make elementum easily. And hey, what do you need? You need primal aspects plus potentia. And best place to get potentia, I think, is potentia, there it is. Or redstone. So redstone's another option. We get potentia and the gear thing. And so I already did some of that. Where is it here? Potentia. So I got a bunch of potentia. So we could manufacture the elementum fairly easily, I think, and use that to break down the flesh. This isn't what we want. This is what we want. So the block of flesh. Once we get these 2 essentias, the way you continue from there is with something called the alchemical centrifuge. And essentially what this will do is it'll, when it receives essentia, it'll break it down. When compound essentia flows into the centrifuge from below, it will be slowly broken down into the primal or compound essentia that it is made from. Only one of these components is created for each point of essentia broken down. So basically this block of flesh will get corpus humanus. And let's say corpus comes out, right? Corpus is made up of, forget what it's made out of, mortis and bestia. So if the corpus goes into the centrifuge, it'll be broken down to either mortis or bestia, and you'll get one of those 2 out, but not both. So each one of these turns into one of this or one of this. So you lose kind of a lot, but if you got so much flesh, it's not really going to matter. And we'll pretty much get a balance of both on average. You look at over a long enough period of time, you'll get both of them. So that's what we can do. We can break it down, and then those are compounds, right? Compound essentia, so we'll need to break it down again, and so on and so forth. And we'll have to make sure we route the materials correctly and stuff. Alright, so to construct all this stuff, we're going to need a few things. We'll have one essentia distillation unit, sort of like this. And we'll need several centrifuges, and this is kind of how you make those. These, you need these parts and so forth. I think we've made all these parts pretty much. We're going to need filtered essentia tubes. This is going to restrict a tube from carrying just only one kind of essentia through it. We get Restriction tubes, I don't think we're going to need any of those. Maybe. Directional essentia tube, we might use those. Not entirely sure. But another part you're going to need is this essentia buffer, which is pretty nice. You can read about it here. Essentia buffer, next page, okay. So this talks about the essentia buffer. It can hold 8 points of essentia, but it can hold various types. It does not restricted to just one type like the pipes are. And so this can be handy for branching them out. Kind of like this thing can branch out to different jars. The essentia buffer, you stick that on top of the centrifuge and it'll collect stuff. So it acts like a little buffer. It holds them and then routes them out to wherever the suction accepts it. I'm not going to go into the whole suction issue right now. I might touch on it more once I've kind of set things up. I think I'm going to put it back behind this wall. Back behind. And I'll route pipes in through here. So I've kind of organized these. So here we got fire, water, the entropy, order, and then earth and air here. And we'll just put pipes in so it can fill these things up with once it's got through the whole system. But yeah, once we have more of it built, I'm not sure how I'm going to build it exactly. I'm going to have to play around with it and see what I come up with. But once I get it all figured out, I'll come back and I'll show you how it's set up, why it's set up, and I'll touch on these issues of suction and how things kind of get messed up. I mean, if you stick two things that are different next to each other, I can show you real quick what I'm talking about. So this is empty, I think, or untyped. When it's empty, it typically has untyped if you just placed it, and that counts as a valid type, sort of, as far as pipes are concerned anyway. This has ignis, and you see the suction's 32. Each jar has 32 suction by default. Each pipe it goes through drops the suction by 1, so now we're at 31. Right? If we stick another pipe, this would be 30 now, but we don't want that there. We want to stick this right here, and when we do, this untyped suction will be 31 here. This will come down to 30, but 31's higher than 30, so this is going to get this kind of suction on it. If we look at it now, it's 31 untyped rather than 30 ignis. And we could have a conflict right here. You can't have two types in the same pipe. So this one's ignis and this one's untyped. And suction, whether there's actually stuff flowing through it or if it's just suction, it's the same thing. You can only have one type in a pipe. And when you get these jets shooting out like this shows you have a problem, and there's a suction mismatch going on. There's different types of essentia fighting over it and so forth. And that makes things really interesting when you're trying to pipe stuff around. So we're going to have to deal with all those kind of issues, and I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to come out in the end. I've never built anything big and elaborate like I'm planning, so it's going to take a lot of trial and error. I'm going to have to really mess around with it and figure out how it works. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing that off camera between episodes, and next episode I'll show you what I found, probably what I came up with, assuming I finish it. If I don't finish it, if I'm running into problems, I'll probably explain what I'm running into and so forth, and we'll do something else. But that's kind of what I'm got planned. So once we have this done, then we'll have all the essentia types, all the primal essentia that we need. And it'll be really nice, I think. So, and it seems to be, yeah, we seem to use it quite a bit for things, especially the balanced shards for doing the wands, although we're not making wands anymore, but these all take all the primal aspects as well, plus Precantatio. And so we might not have seen the last of it. We might need other primal aspects as well. Arcane Infusion. Some Perditio, but not any of the other types. So, but here we got 3 of the primals again. So primals are pretty common. There's 3 primals. Here's 3 primals. Oh, this is a workbench, so it doesn't really count, I guess, because we're only gonna use infusion altars. So here we got 2 of them, 2 other types. So I think it's pretty useful. I think it's gonna be worth doing, even though I don't know what all is coming in the future and this stuff. I mean, a lot of the stuff I haven't messed with yet. I played with older versions of Thaumcraft, and so you had all these like focuses and stuff, but you didn't have any of this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of new stuff, and I don't really know what's going to be involved with what. Golems have changed around a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to work on that off camera and show you what I got next episode. And so that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, you should go ahead and leave a like. And I'll see you guys next time, hopefully with some good news and awesome stuff going on. So I'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Bye.